Live. Well, who is that?
Well, hello. This is Allison Sheridan.
Allison, I hate to say it, but you look a bit different tonight.
Well, all this travel has really stressed me out.
Hey, what's going on in here?
Hey,
Who is that?
hey, there's an intruder in your room, Steve.
Who's that guy? He's an imposter.
I don't know
Did you
who that
introduce
is.
him? People may not know who
So,
he is.
for those people who don't know, the person behind the mic there with the pot feet pin, that is Barry, the famous, the one and only Barry Falk. Barry, welcome to
Hello, everybody.
NosillaCast
The man, the
Central.
legend, Barry Falk.
Very nice
Hello,
to have
everybody
you
in the
here.
live chat room. Good to be here.
Yeah.
Thank you
This is
for
them
being a
right up
host.
there.
Yes. So many things to look at.
So
There's a
Barry,
little bit of setup here. You noticed?
Barry came by. Was it Friday? And has been visiting
Yes,
with
Friday
us
night.
for a few days.
After
having
about
fun.
30 inning Dodgers game.
That's right. Very late Friday night.
Now
Yes.
he won't leave.
No, I just moved in. It's
The
too
guest
comfortable
of-
here. You take too good care of
The
me.
laundry done.
Pretty much. There's plenty of beer in the refrigerator.
Yes. Well, welcome, Barry. We're glad to have you here. And I
Well,
understand
thank you.
you're going to do the entire show tonight.
Oh,
All
yeah.
right.
Yeah, do it.
I can
your
do the
opening
entire
read.
show.
Do your opening read.
All right. Ready for the opening read?
Ready.
Hi, this is Barry Falk of the NosillaCast Apple Podcast, hosted at podfeet.com, a technology geek podcast with an ever so slight Apple bias. Today is Sunday, August 11th, 2019, and this is show number 744.
Very good. Yeah. Hold on, Barry. I need you to hold that pose for a bit. All right.
Smile.
Thank you. We got it.
Is that what that little bing bing is?
I guess so.
Nice.
Give me
All right. I'm being kicked out. Ah!
I knew it. Allison couldn't take it.
All right, let's get this back the way it should be. Hello, everybody. So we have someone new here. We have Eric from Ontario, California. Do you know Stephen Getz, Eric? Because he lives in Ontario, California. Actually, I should bring up Telegram and tell him.
Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, I'm going to do that.
Now, how do we
I know
pronounce
where
that?
Telegram's going to.
Eric Anka. Eric Anka.
Eric from Ontario,
Oh,
Canada.
that's a lot.
Uh-oh. Kevin says he'll be late, but he'll be there.
Okay.
Hey, there's a guy named Eric in the chat room who is from Ontario, Canada. You should come in and say hi. There. Now quit that and pay no attention to him. All right, let's do a little sound check here on the audio. NosillaCast intro. I feel like I haven't done it in a long time. I miss you guys like crazy when I'm not at the mic here with you guys.
Harder to do the show.
Yeah, it's just weird to do it by myself, you know? Like I'm just sitting there. Oh, here I am on the microphone talking. It's boring. I had a good view though.
So in the last...
Elliot's in here.
Oh, Elliot, welcome.
We met Elliot at Macstock. Barry,
Yeah.
Did you meet Elliot?
I think so.
Yeah, his wife was in love with Corky's dog, Hoosier.
Oh, yeah.
I think she got down on the ground with him and was rolling around. It was pretty funny. All right, Elliot. Elliot is in the audio. There we go. Oh, Sandy's here and Dorothy's here. Who else we got? It's hard to tell these days. We got Rick. I know. It's hard to tell down the sidebar some days nowadays.
Frank is here. Troy is
Frank
here.
is here.
And Troy.
Troy?
Yeah.
Troy is here? Is that
You
Troy
bet.
Shimkus? Troy, I was just talking about you yesterday. Has he been chatting? Somebody's in on
He has.
Titanbot as well.
Troy has been. Hey, you know
Troy,
what?
I was just thinking about you. Why haven't you done a recording in a while? I love your recordings.
Discord looks a little different now. It appears they've put up little symbols for people on mobile devices.
Oh, really?
That's what
How
it
can you
appears to
tell?
me. The little icon next to
Oh.
those are mobile. I don't remember that before.
Yeah, Barry's coming in from, Barry's got one, and Frank and Troy all have one. Barry's definitely on an iPad. That's cool.
Oh, Sandy's saying they were there before but weren't green. Interesting.
I never.
I just
saw that
remember
before.
dots for everybody. Different colored dots, but not different symbols. Well,
Yeah, I didn't
whatever.
see
That's
those.
cool.
That's very cool. All right, I'm going to hit playback on Hindenburg.
Okay. By the way, you're
Oh.
pretty bright. Do you have
Okay.
webcam
I
settings?
know. But other people.
I'm gonna put you big screen so you can see it.
It changes the
Barry.
lighting, when you do that. Wait, Barry.
There, you're
do I
less
really
bright.
have to fool
That's
with
better.
that, sweetie?
No, that's better. I think we're good.
Yeah. Okay. I like to do that. Just pretend I did something and not do anything. Wheel says it's been there for ages. What was I just going to do? Oh, my audio. That's what I need to do. That. No, that's Hindenburg's audio is coming out of the wrong place. I'm going to, but I can't hear my own playback until I do this. And there we go. Okay. Okay, so could you guys hear that in Discord? Oh, I better close the door. I can hear Steve. I won't totally close it, Barry, in case you need to type loudly.
Sandy heard it. I think we're good.
I'm not hearing you.
I'm on glass.
Sandy and Rick both heard it. They said a little soft.
Brutal.
They said soft, but
okay.
They heard it.
That's okay. That's because I'm going to talk over it. I've got it down kind of low. All right, let me save this first. NC up.
Frank, I don't think you can tell if it's an iPhone or iPad. I think it's just mobile. So iOS and Android versus
because it could be Android and everything.
Right.
Non-computer. All right, Steve.
Yes. Are you ready?
It's time to mute yourself. I can't mute you anymore. That bothers me.
I can do it.
I don't trust you. All right. Can you actually do it, dear?
Yeah.
I can hear you breathing now.
You want me to do it now?
Okay. Are you muted now? Yes, I can still mute you. Thought I couldn't. That's awesome. I like to be able to mute you. Okay, here we go. Hi, this is Allison Sheridan of the NosillaCast podcast, hosted at podfeet.com, a technology geek podcast with an ever so slight Apple bias. Today is Sunday, August 11th, 2019, and this is show number 744. I got to say, I really like being back with the live audience. It is a very lively audience because we actually have Barry Falk in the house. Barry's the kind of guy that just shows up places, and he sort of just showed up. He's apparently moved into our spare room. He said he likes it here. It's got beer in the fridge, and he's comfortable. So guess he's going to hang around for a little bit. But I really did miss the live audience when I was gone. It's funny how even though I can't hear them, it matters to me that they're there and listening real time. It actually makes it a lot more fun. I also wonder whether anybody noticed I had trouble with the timing of the intro of the show, and I realized I forgot to say the year. So the cadence of that final thing, and this is show number what? It's supposed to be right on the tone. Didn't work. See, if the live audience had been there, I would have had a better job doing that. Well, Bart is a system admin at a university, which means there's a very wee tiny window of time during the summer when all system upgrades can be done at the university. They really can't risk bringing down the registration system or, systems to see things like the classes and all that kind of stuff. That means that every summer, Bart is positively slammed at work for a short period of time. Now, I've only just noticed this is a consistent pattern, even though we've been recording together for over a decade. Now, the effect on you is that our normal schedule of programming by stealth every other week gets disrupted. Add to that my numerous vacations, and the result is that we haven't published a programming by stealth since July 12th. I got to tell you, the enormous amount of work and mental energy that goes into creating these lessons is simply not there for Bart during the summer. The good news is that he's been noodling an idea to tell you guys about the technology of choosing a new bicycle. Now, I thought I knew a fair bit about it. It's not like I'm an avid cyclist, but I know what like brakes are and a seat and, I thought I knew what bikes were. But when we recorded Chit Chat Across the Pond this week to talk bike tech, I was astonished at how little I knew about modern bicycles. We had a lot of fun and it flowed easily for Bart, so it wasn't too hard for him to put together to at least get you a Chit Chat Across the Pond, if not a programming by stealth. We will get back to that soon, I promise. Anyway, you can find this week's episode number 604 in your Chit Chat Across the Pond light feed or in the full Chit Chat Across the Pond feed. And of course, you can always listen over at podfeet.com. All right. Now we have
Chapter
a
mark.
huge... Yes, thank you. Kevin's not here. We have a huge advancement in chapter marks that is going to be one of the stories here. So let me see.
Unfortunately, I'm
Well, you know,
seeing
Bart is just... Huh?
I'm seeing delayed video again.
Really?
Yep. Does not appear to have solved the problem.
All right. That's unfortunate.
Yeah. Plus some glitching that we didn't see before.
That's nice.
Mm-hmm.
How much system load are you under?
A fair amount. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to quit one of these windows.
Yeah, you run 2 browsers. I run only one normally.
Yeah. I'm going to quit this because I don't need it. And I think I can just quit this. All right, see if this reduces my load a little.
All right. Now, I have just done something else. So that may cause a problem here, but let's do this. And I'm going to put that there. And now I'm going to mash all these keys down and do this. See if it worked. Yes! Woohoo! I just used an automation that I am going to talk about in the show. It's going to be awesome. That was awesome. Awesome. Okay, I'm excited. Okay, now I'm going to quit Safari. So did you quit Safari, Steve?
No, I have to run Safari.
You have to run both?
No, it's Chrome that I don't have to run.
Ah, okay. All right. So then I'm going to go here, and I'm going to right-click, copy link. I'm going to copy. Watch this, Barry. This is amazing. Ready? I'm going to start a chapter mark, Command-Shift-Enter, and then I'm going to tap on that so it turns blue, and I'm going to hit all of these keys, Control-Option-Command-Shift-V, and watch. And it didn't work. Never mind.
It looked good.
It did. It looked amazing. Copy link, and then copy that. Okay, let's try this again. Okay. There we go. Boom. That was exciting.
Let's see that again.
Oh, can you actually see it?
Yeah.
Okay, watch.
I just blew it up.
So, all right. So I'm going to add a chapter mark. You hit Command-Shift-Enter. Actually, I got to be on that thing. Command-Shift-Enter. That created a chapter mark. I'm going to click once to turn it blue. Then I'm actually, I got to copy. I'm going to copy a link, and then I'm going to copy a title. And now over here, we hit Control, Option, Command, Shift, V. I did it backwards. Hang on. Pretend I didn't do that.
That looks
This is going to be awesome in just a minute. I did it right the first time. Hang on. Let's do it one more time.
A lot of max headroom going on here.
What? Is it glitching?
The glitching.
Oh.
Yeah, so we have a delay and a glitch. This is a new feature
nice.
to Mimo Live.
Okay, Control, Option, Shift, V. Boom. Did you see
Look
it?
at that. That's impressive. You know, you should write that up in a blog post. Maybe even do it tonight.
I should.
You should, yes.
Okay. All right. I'm going to record. Meeting Steve. Let's start off the show with another interesting find by Caleb Fong, also known as Geeko Supremo, pretty much everywhere. Wow, this is putting a load on my system, Steve. I am, that had a huge lag before it let me start recording.
Whatever is happening, I think, is your load, not mine, because I'm about half loaded. So, if you're
Phrasing!
If you pardon the expression. Only half loaded tonight. What are you running at?
Hang on one second. I just lost my chapter mark because of something I had to do. Boom. All right, save. I am not that high. I
Really?
am.
So this may be
60. I don't know. How do you declare it? I mean, it's a big load, but
On the CPU in iStat
it's not
menus.
hammered. It's not. Yeah, I'm looking at it. Here, I'll send you a
So-
picture. I will send you a picture. I will do it in Discord so everybody gets that. I am not going to remap that, Elliot. I like caps lock. Caps lock was put on the keyboard for a reason, to make capital letters. I know everybody else does that, but I think that's dumb because I like caps lock. All right. What? Do you see my
you
load?
Don't look too bad. I mean, you've got headroom.
You can see
headroom.
a big spike. Yeah. Half loaded, not trying hard enough. Yeah, really. All right, let me hear this intersection here. .com. Let's start off the show with another interesting find by Caleb Fong, also known as Geeko Supremo, pretty much everywhere.
So we spend an ever-increasing amount of time in our web browsers. This trend is not going down as even more things become accessible via the web.
You know what? I am going to... We have a little bit of time here to fuss around. Well, we've raised 15 minutes already. I am going to take out that the hiss out of his line. But I'm going to make life more... Yep, I'm going to do it right live because what else is there to do here?
All right.
So I'm going to change my screen to show... When it comes up, Audacity. Don't show this again at startup. Let's see. No, read the files from the original. Sure. And I'm going to hit OK here. And I'm going to make it so you can see what I'm going to do. This is like the coolest thing ever. Audacity. Okay, so there's full screen. Okay, so this is the recording you just heard. If I hit play here, I don't think you'll hear it because I don't have it piped in. But the first thing I'm going to do with this is I'm going to split the stereo track, which the window did not come up and show you that. But now I can delete that second one. What? What are you
Frank
laughing
just
at?
Barry, for some reason, looks like an evil henchman in the background.
Yeah, he does look kind of hideous, doesn't he?
Let's focus on that.
Oh.
Hey, evil henchman.
All right.
Look at all that glitching. Oh, that's beautiful.
I may not have enough dead spot.
Oh, by the way, Kevin is in the house. Wingman is here.
Okay. Shh. You know what? Never mind. I don't have enough dead spot to fix it. I was going to demonstrate how cool it is that I can take that hiss out, but I can't. All right, here we go. Muting Steve.
Wait, Wingman is in the house. Say hi.
Oh, hi, Wingman. Kevin, how are you? Did you meet Eric? Eric's new here. Be nice to him. No spitballs tonight, all right?
Yeah. Maybe you can protect Eric tonight too.
Who, me?
No, I'm a Wingman.
No, it's Wingman you need to protect Eric from.
Oh. No, he's good to newcomers.
So I forget if I said it or not. Stephen Getz said he can't come in because he's trying to put his son to bed right now. But that's the breaks. I'll give him a hard time for that.
All right. Muting.
So the thing Caleb just talked about was a thing called Tabless. It's a way to create these interesting tabs in Firefox and Chrome.
Hey, can you put your screen back to...
Oh, yes.
What app is that?
Hindenburg. I can and I will.
Thank you.
In the words of your father. Okay, muting Steve.
And help you stay focused. Enjoy.
Well, I played around with Tabless after I listened to Caleb's recording, and I discovered that it works in Chrome as well as Firefox, and there's even a web version. Now, that sounds kind of weird, but it would make a nice homepage for any browser. I uploaded a very peaceful photo of the lake from our vacation, and it really makes me happy to look at it. I guess that's the bliss part of Tabless. Now, there is no Safari extension, but you can kind of make it work there too. If you go to web.tabless.io, the web version, you can configure the web page just like the extension in the other browsers. Then you set your homepage to that URL and set new tabs to the homepage, and you've got all the functionality in Safari. Now, I did use it for a while, but I realized how often I hit Command T and then I want to type right away into the URL bar to search for something on Google, and that's not there anymore. So I took it off. But if you don't use that, it is pretty cool, and you can use it in Safari or just use Firefox or Chrome. I got to wonder how Caleb finds so many cool little gems. Well, we got another listener contribution this time from our good friend and Nosilla castaway, Ed Tobias. All right. I'll unmute Steve. Did I miss anything?
Go for Tech has just joined us.
Go for Tech. Hello, Go for Tech. Do we know you already? I really wish I could fix that audio. That is quite a hiss on his line this time. Did Go for Tech answer?
Not yet.
I don't know if we know her or not. Let's see. I'm going to split that. Let's see how this sounds. Up. Chapter mark. All right. So I right click. Nope.
Oh, let me show it.
I right click, copy link, and copy. Come back over here. And I hit Command Shift T or Enter. I hit once. Mash down all the keys. Boom.
Boom.
Did you see the
There's a delay there, I noticed. About a second or two.
That was what Elliot is in here because Elliot and I were talking about this keystroke I did before.
Thank you for your help, Elliot.
Sandy, introduce us. Wait. Sandy's introducing us to Go for Tech. All right, let's see how this listens. And listens how this sounds. No, this is good stuff.
Yeah.
Well, we got another listener contribution this time from our good friend and Nosilla castaway, Ed Tobias.
I would like to review a mind mapping application called FreePlane. I
He's
know
got a good
Allison
voice.
has already extolled the virtues of mind mapping, so I won't go into all of that. I just want to tell you why I use this particular app for mind mapping. FreePlane was born out of another application called FreeMind, which still exists today.
All right, that's all you get.
What a tease.
I know. So Go for Tech, are you new or you never know? Is that Guy?
It could be Guy. Yeah.
Or,
half the time a new person is Guy.
Yeah. All right. Let me continue on with this.
.org, and I recommend that you give it a try.
Well, I am a true believer in open source tools, so I love the idea of FreePlane. I had used FreeMind 100 years ago, so it's cool to see the new fork of the tool be in active development as well. It's also cool that you can have that automatic color coding by keywords and such. That's really awesome. I love that idea. And I also love that you were able to pull in a spec and have it automatically make nodes. That's crazy cool. And, to be able to move things around and reorder a spec, that's pretty awesome. That's super powerful. Well, I got to say, after Ed sent me the audio, he sent in another thought about it. He pointed out that FreePlane does not have an iOS companion app, but you can import FreePlane maps into iThoughts on iOS, but it doesn't go the other way. I don't use the iPad for mind maps, so this isn't an issue for me. And he said, if only you could run Java on iOS, now that would be cool. I do like a tool that runs on all platforms, which is one of the reasons I like iThoughts so much. But Ed makes a good point that you could have iThoughts on your iPad, but FreePlane on your Mac. It is interesting. I wonder whether, I don't know, it seems like you should be able to swap them back and forth. I'd have to look into that. I bet there's a way to import XML from iThoughts on the iPad back into FreePlane on the Mac. I'll have to test that out. Anyway, thanks, Ed, for another new tool in our tool belts. All right. Now, this is the part where I'm going to call Elliot a pedant. All right.
Wait.
Copying my... Yeah.
We have yet another new person to the chat room.
What?
Roger from Max Talk and T-Mug.
No way.
Yes, we do.
Roger, how are you?
Welcome, Roger.
Didn't work. Did I do it backwards
Roger
again?
And Go for Tech.
Okay, come on. So, did we determine if Go for Tech is new, a new person?
No response yet.
Okay. You just
I was
can
thinking
never.
that too, Frank. Go for Tech. That does have a ring to it. Kind of.
But it's not.
Yeah.
So, we think that.
Groundhog
We
Day.
don't know yet, huh?
Nope. This place is getting crowded. I know, Frank. Boy, scoot over there, Kevin. Make a little room.
Roger. So and Elliot. Roger and Elliot.
Yeah. We have
Roger,
3.
wave at Elliot because Elliot's from MacStock too. This is exciting. All right. Now I need to
Boy, you
actually
are
do some work
looking
on my own.
just like Max Headroom right now.
Am I really?
No, it's really,
Let's
really
see.
glitchy.
You know, it doesn't actually look glitchy on my end that much. Oh, yeah, it does.
Yeah,
Never
There
mind.
you go.
Okay, so
The only difference is Max Headroom's voice also glitched. Your voice is at least continuous. Although
that's
scratchy
good.
sometimes.
You know, they may be too old to know about Max Headroom, Steve.
John's here.
John, which one? NASA Nut?
NASA Nut.
All right,
the one and
John.
only.
All right, I am going to record. Goodbye, Steve. On the Mac Geek Gab, Dave Hamilton has been singing the virtues of clipboard managers. These are tools that give you you know what? I am almost positive that is too big of a gap there. My system seems to be lagging too, which is interesting. All right, here we go. On the Mac Geek Gab, Dave Hamilton has been singing the virtues of clipboard managers. These are tools that give you a clipboard history beyond the single most recent thing you've copied. I've been intrigued as I love anything that increases productivity. I recently discovered that there's a clipboard manager built into Keyboard Maestro, which I already own. For the past month or so, I've been trying to figure out what utility the clipboard manager inside Keyboard Maestro will give me, and to be honest, it hadn't been able to solve any problem I have. To use the Keyboard Maestro clipboard manager, which I think they call Keyboard History Switcher, but I'm just going to keep calling it Clipboard Manager. Anyway, to use the one in Keyboard Maestro, you copy a bunch of things one after another, and then you go to where you want to paste, and then you open up Keyboard Maestro and copy each thing out of it to paste. What are you doing? Steve, what did you just do?
The lights went out for some reason.
Okay. Let me start over. Okay. Nobody turn any lights on or off. Quit messing with me. Oh, Elliot left. He was called a pedant right on cue. Mm-hmm. It's not in the recording yet. Okay. Places, everyone. On the Mac Geek Gab, Dave Hamilton has been singing the virtues of clipboard managers. These are tools that give you a clipboard history beyond the single most recent thing you've copied. I've been intrigued as I love anything that increases productivity. I recently discovered that Keyboard Maestro has a clipboard manager built right into it, and I already own Keyboard Maestro, so I thought I should give it a try. For the past month or so, I've been trying to figure out what utility that clipboard manager inside Keyboard Maestro will give me, and to be honest, it hadn't really seemed to solve any problem I have. By the way, they call it the Keyboard History Switcher, but I'm going to keep calling it the standard name, which is Clipboard Manager. So in Keyboard Maestro, to use the clipboard manager, you copy a bunch of things one after another, and that puts them all into a buffer together one after another. And then you go to where you want to paste. Then you have to open up Keyboard Maestro, which you can do with a keystroke. And then I've been copying each thing out of it to paste. At least that's how I thought it was supposed to work. And I was confused on how this would possibly save any time or any keystrokes. If I have to copy everything to get it into Keyboard Maestro, and then I have to go copy it again to get it out, that didn't seem like it was very useful. While at MacStock, I cornered Dave Hamilton during one of the breaks to ask him about this. I made it very clear that I believed him that clipboard managers were useful, but I just couldn't find a use case for me where they made any sense. I was not at all resistant to learning how to use them or embracing them, but rather I wanted to get it through my head where they and how they could be useful to me. Now, Dave explained that one of the main reasons to use a clipboard manager is to keep your brain in one context. If you need to copy, switch to another app, paste, switch back, do some more stuff, copy, switch back. During all those switches, your brain gets easily distracted and you're likely to start doing something unrelated or at the very least lose focus on the task at hand. Okay, I'll buy that. That makes sense. Now, while we were sitting there, I brought up Keyboard Maestro and I showed him how I was trying to use it and how it seemed like a waste if after switching to where I wanted to paste, I had to copy again from Keyboard Maestro. The first and most important thing he showed me was that you don't have to copy and paste from Keyboard Maestro, but rather just arrow down to the thing you want and then hit enter, and that does the pasting for you. Okay, it's a little better, but it still seemed like a fair amount of overhead to me. I showed him that there are numbers next to each copied item, and it seemed reasonable to me that when I invoke Keyboard Maestro, when I'm already there to start pasting, I should be able to use those numbers to just grab the one I want instead of arrowing down a bunch and then hitting enter. However, hitting those numbers just jumps to some random thing I copied, not to the one corresponding to the number I've typed. I'm going to jump ahead a little bit in the story and explain that I wrote to the developers and I got a response that the numbers are just for reference and not intended to allow you to jump to that specific item. I didn't at the time that I got this message back understand what for reference meant till later in the story. Okay, back to MacStock. Around this time, Brett Terpstra, one of the most fascinating people I've met at MacStock, or pretty much in life in general, came wandering over to see what we were up to. He and Dave started talking about how clipboard managers are at the core of existence in an existential world, and how could I not grok that yet? Didn't really help much because I already believed, but I couldn't yet see why this was so. I decided to show them a place where I believed a clipboard manager could help me, but I couldn't see a way to get it to work. It was so wasteful of steps. The use case I have is putting in chapter marks for the podcast. Let me explain what I have to do for each one. I put the cursor in the recording where I want the chapter. By the way, this is in the application Hindenburg. So I'm making my recording like I am right now. I put the cursor in the recording where I want the chapter. I hit Command-Shift-Enter to create the chapter mark. This adds a row up above the recording area where I have to enter the chapter info. There are 3 fields. I have to enter the chapter mark name, the URL title, and the URL. Now, not all chapters need all 3 fields, but my chapters usually take you right to the blog post corresponding to the current recording, so I do need all 3. To execute this without a clipboard manager is really tedious because I have to copy the title of the post from my blogging tool Mars Edit, Command-Tab over to Hindenburg, click on the field twice to get it to highlight, paste it into that field, then tab to paste to the second title field, then Command-Tab back to Mars Edit, right-click to copy the URL, then Command-Tab back to Hindenburg, and keep going. It's just very, very tedious. I showed this to Dave and demonstrated how it didn't really help me to use a clipboard manager because Hindenburg loses focus as soon as you click away. Now, he made a really good point here. He said, it's not that clipboard managers aren't useful. It's that Hindenburg is not using the official Apple APIs that should keep focus on that field when I tab away. So there's a reason it wasn't working as well as it should be and could be in other cases. Now, at this point, Dave and Brett and I sort of came up with a solution collaboratively. Here we were talking about using Keyboard Maestro as a clipboard manager, but Keyboard Maestro is actually an automation tool. What if we could use Keyboard Maestro's automation talents in conjunction with its clipboard manager to solve the entire problem? Now, I got to laugh because Brett in his talk later in the day explained that he can brainstorm anything. So this was clearly his special talent area. Now, Dave has done a lot of automation with Keyboard Maestro, and I've done a tiny bit. I told him that I have found that Keyboard Maestro's automations are very fragile. They work once or twice, but something changes and they fail. Undaunted, though, we marched ahead. Here's the basics of what we created together. We decided that I would copy the URL first, then the title. So the most recent item in the clipboard history would be the title. Then we executed the following steps. Type the return keystroke first. That selects the name of the chapter mark ready to be changed. Then paste the most recent item. That's easy. That's just the title. Then we had Keyboard Maestro enter a tab key, which brings us over to the URL title field. Then we paste again, which is still that most recent item. We'll have the title in there twice. That's fine. Next, it's going to tab to the URL field. And here's for the tricky bit. We have to set the system clipboard to paste clipboard 1 and then hit paste. I'll explain what that is. The system clipboard part was the bit I would have never figured out on my own. You see, the clipboard manager inside Keyboard Maestro has the most recent item in position 0. The one before it is in position 1, etc. So it'd be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like any good array. So this command is saying, take the item 1 back in the clipboard manager and move it into the main system clipboard into position 0. That puts our URL into the normal system clipboard so that we can now paste it. Now, remember those numbers next to the past history items in the clipboard manager and Keyboard Maestro, and he said they were just for reference and I wanted them to actually do something else? Now we know what they meant. The number I just used to move something from the past clipboard to the system clipboard is indicated by that little number. So it is there for reference and it is useful. After we created our 8-line macro and did a bit of fussing around to get it to work, it finally did work. We had a huge celebration, Dave and I high-fiving like the nerds that we are. The next day, I decided to practice using this macro so that I could get some muscle memory. And guess what? It failed. I can't say I was surprised because that's happened to every single Keyboard Maestro automation I have ever written to date. They are fragile. But I was disappointed because I really thought this was going to help me. Now, the specific failure was that the URL being pasted into the URL title, or the URL was being pasted into all three fields instead of, wait, no, I'm getting this wrong. The specific failure was that the URL was being pasted into the URL title field as well as its own field. So it wasn't working properly. I started searching for help online. The documentation is all in a wiki and it's far from complete. The document I was working with was merely listed, or the command, I should say, was merely listed, but it was not fully explained. In the developer's Q&A section, though, he answered somebody's question by saying, just watch out for timing issues whenever you are reordering the clipboard. Setting the clipboard is a synchronous action, whereas paste via Command V is a queued action, so it is not hard for them to get out of sync. Now, I instantly understood the problem. But I have to tell you a story about why I understood the problem. Bart's goal in programming by stealth hasn't been to teach us HTML or CSS or JavaScript or any of the other tools he's taught us. His goal has been to teach us to program. He wants us to learn how the specific languages work so that we learn about the structure and concepts of programming. In a few recent episodes of Programming by Stealth, Bart taught us about AJAX calls to servers and how synchronization is an issue. The problem with AJAX calls is that the answers you get back may not be in the order of the requests that you made. As soon as I saw the note from the developer of Keyboard Maestro, it clicked in my brain that this was the same problem you have with AJAX. Now, I watched David Sparks' Keyboard Maestro Field Guide, and I remember him saying that he often had to put pauses into his code. But that very same week, I heard Marco Arment say on the Accidental Tech podcast that if you were putting pauses in your code, you were doing it wrong. You were a bad programmer. I thought maybe David just wasn't using Keyboard Maestro properly. However, while there are elegant methods to get around the problem of synchronous server calls in AJAX, they call them promises, Keyboard Maestro has no such methods. So I figured I'd try a pause just like David recommended. And adding the pause before moving the clipboard contents around, it worked like a champ. Even better, it worked the second and third and fourth times I tested it, so the fragility appears to have been stabilized. Now the tricky part is I have to remember to copy the things in the right order, because if I copy them out of order, man, they get all pasted in the wrong order. By the way, I'd like to give a shout out to a gentleman named Elliot that I met at MacStock who helped me word some of this properly. And he says that he's a pedant because he was being quite pedantic about my wording of synchronous and asynchronous and talk about AJAX. But I promised that I would give him a hard time publicly on the podcast for helping me. No good deed goes unpunished, right? Anyway, I'm delighted that I now have a keystroke I can use to eliminate this annoying copy, tab, paste, tab problem from my workflow. I've tested it tonight and it's still working. I suspect it'll take a while to get good at using it, but I'm motivated because I really hate that copy, tab, copy, paste. Oh, it's so annoying. Now, what hasn't happened yet is me falling in love with the concept of a clipboard manager. Dave talked about our conversation about clipboard managers during a recent Mac Geek Gab, and Larry Lush heard it and wrote to me suggesting a clipboard manager called Copy and Paste from Appy, well, I don't know how to pronounce this, APPRY where.com. Anyway, it's copy apostrophe EM paste. These people, the way they name things. Anyway, I've got a link in the show notes to it, of course. And Larry swears by it. And he says that he has tried them all. Just skip right to this one to copy and paste because none of the other ones are as good as this. Now, it's $15 in the Mac App Store. So I've kind of had my finger hovering over the buy button for about a week now. It's funny, if you'd asked me to give you $15 for no reason, I'd hand it to you. But why is that such a big number when you're buying an app? Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and buy it. I'm going to commit right here. I am going to do it, and I'm going to give it a try, and I'll tell you whether I love it as much as Larry. Anyway, the nice thing about copy and paste is that the numbers next to the copied items actually do allow you to paste. So maybe I will come to love clipboard managers as much as everybody else, and I will report back either way. Whew. All right. How did Elliot like his shout out there? I can't hear you, Steve.
That's
I
that
don't
mute
hear
button
you.
again. Gotta get
Oh,
used to
is
that.
it the mute button on your
Sure, MVL.
on your? Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Why am I still getting notifications? I swear I killed.
Elliot says he did like the shout out.
Okay, good. So you guys will appreciate this because you all know Dr. Gary. I was telling him about how I had her on the show to talk about our pet peeves and grammar, and how during that she told me I was mispronouncing pedant because I was calling it a pedant because you say pedantic. And he said, yeah, anybody who corrects the way you say pedant certainly is one. I said, yeah, but those are some of my best friends. So that's what I like. So I think Elliot successfully joined our tribe by giving me a hard time. So that was fun. All right.
So-
it's time for a pledge break. Yes, Steve?
Oh, well, Frank could do this. I asked
Oh,
Elliot.
no.
What? What
That
happened?
explains something else was wrong.
What?
I don't have the right version of this. Oh,
Oh.
crud. What do you see under? Oh, I just never erased the Frank part. That's all that's wrong. Whew. Okay, hang on. No, it's not. What the heck? Okay, something's wrong. I have two versions of the show notes. Okay, hang on. I'm going to put that somewhere. Well, I guess I could just put it in my clipboard manager, didn't I, by copying it? Huh. My preview does not look like my original. And there's only one version here. Steve, when you look in the show notes, do you see support the show? And it starts with, I know I can never hold a candle to Frank.
Let me check. Yep.
Does it still say pledge break below that?
Yep.
Okay. I don't know.
Is that good or bad?
Oh, there it goes. No, it's good. Okay, no, I couldn't figure out how this was possible. Okay.
I asked Elliot and the two other new folks what their Twitter handle is. Elliot's Twitter handle is @Elliot.
I know. Is that crazy?
That is cool. It's hard to get a Twitter handle that.
Oh, bye, Sandy.
Take care, Sandy.
Yeah, that's a crazy name.
Yep.
So I don't think Go for Tech is actually here.
No, he is. Go
Or
for
she.
Tech is he or she. Well, I'm pretty sure it's a he because Go for Tech is actually also Roger from the other person that also was
Oh, okay. That's the same person.
same person.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
He
'Cause I was
clarified
gonna
that in the chat room earlier.
I gotcha. Okay, good to know. Good to know. No, I probably remember your name. Okay, so and Ed is new too, right? Who's Ed? Eric. Who's Ed?
Eric
Jeez.
is new. I don't think Eric has responded with a Twitter handle yet, but that's okay. Not required.
All right. I'm going to do the pledge break now. Here we go. Muting Steve. Now, I know I can never hold a candle to Frank on doing my pledge break, but I will do my best. This week, Boris Brockman and Caleb Fong both became patrons of the Podfeet podcast. I can't decide which one of these gentlemen made me happier with their contributions. On the one hand, I've never spoken to Boris directly, so it's super cool to know that he's out there listening and getting value for the work we put in there. I love that so many of the patrons are people that, bother me and call me a pedant or aren't pedant. No, anyway, it's just interesting. There's people who contribute that I've never really spoken to. On the other hand, we've got Caleb doing audio contributions and helping out like crazy in our Slack community, podfeet.com/Slack, and yet he still felt the desire to contribute to support the show financially. I've decided that they both rock. If you'd like to rock like Boris and Caleb, please take a moment to go over to podfeet.com/Patreon and choose a dollar amount that's right for you and your family to support the show. For some reason, there's an extra letter S at the end of that sentence, and the word bot is in there. I don't know what bot had to do with anything. I bet that was Command S. Oh, God. And there was something major wrong in the other recording, and I don't remember what it is. All right, let's bring in some security bits music. You can talk, Steve. I am not recording. I've allowed you back in.
Well, look at that.
Copy. All right.
Oh, we should look at your screen if you're doing.
Oh,
stuff
that's
there.
what it was. Yeah,
What?
here it is. It's Command Shift Enter, not Command Shift M. Okay, here we go. Magic. Ready?
Make it happen.
Boom.
Look at that.
It's just a thing to behold. Oh, Eric
Oh,
from
good.
Ontario, Canada says his Twitter name is the same. All right. What did I just say? Oh, so can you do me a favor? Well, I can do it if. Let's see. I've got it open, so I'm gonna. Let me do. It's dangerous. Yeah, can you do it? Can you go, Steve, please, to the clipboard managers and keyboard managers? And I want you to look. I want you to look on the web.
Post?
Yeah. And I want you to do a search for Command-Shift. I think would get it. And it says Command-Shift M as in Mike. It should be Command-Shift Enter.
Hold on. So what am I looking for again?
Command-Shift should find it. It's Command-Shift M is what it says there, but it should be Command-Shift Enter. I will keep going.
How do you
with
search
this.
for Command Shift?
The word command, COMMAND
you spelled it out.
dash. Yeah, just Command dash would find it.
Command Shift M should be Command Shift Enter.
Yeah,
Got
and
it.
make the capitalization be something reasonable. I know
Oh,
you're a
yeah,
pedant
editing.
about that, so that shouldn't be a problem. Right, Steve?
Me?
Yeah.
No.
Oh. Wait a minute, where is it?
You said Command Shift Enter, right?
Yes.
Got it.
Where is... Okay, that should be here. And it's actually security bits. $2019. Oh, no. 1108-11. There we go. Okay, and I'll put that up here right about. How about there? All right. Are we ready to listen? Let's hear what we have to hear here to support the show. Well, it's that time of the week again. It's time for... Wait, that sounded like a big gap, but there shouldn't have been one. Yeah, there was. Bring that back over. Come on. Come on, you can do it. You can do it. All right. Well, it's that time of the week again. It's time for Security Bits with Bart Bouchotz. Nice to be back in the saddle with you here, Bart.
Yeah, nice to be talking to you again. It seems like only yesterday we were chatting. Oh, wait.
We did it. You know what? I think there's a delay there. Let me split that stereo. I think I'll slide Bart up a wee smidge. See how that looks. I am glitching. That's fun. Oh, and quite a delay.
Some more discussions with Oliver. And
Yeah. It's not quite what we were looking for, is it?
No, I think we took a step backwards, actually.
Show, right?
Yeah.
Well, I think the
Okay, let me slide that over just a little bit. For this show, right?
well, I think the topic's cool.
Nope, too much. Center that about right there. How's that? Be back in the saddle with you here, Bart.
Yeah, nice to be talking to you again. It seems like only yesterday we...
Okay, now I got it too far that way. Maybe right where it was.
Oh, wait.
this show, right?
Well, I think the topic's quite different this time when we have 3 mediums to charge through, so lots of security fun to talk about.
Oh, I love
Probably-
the mediums.
Yeah, actually, the mediums aren't related to the fact that it was Black Hat Week, but The rest of the security news
You
is
can
pretty
talk,
much
Bear.
full of blank
I'm not recording.
or originating stories. So obviously, the security researchers like to have their big announcements for that big conference.
Yeah, that's always fun. So you're saying Bart sounds quieter?
A little bit.
The audio is quieter than the other
Really?
audio.
Interesting.
Seems like it.
Interesting. Okay, what is? I want to go. Let's see. Do this. Oh, that's weird. I just went to 4 hours out. Oh, that's not right. Okay. Oh, I could just go to here. Duh. No, I'll go there. Oh, that is where. I suppose this is my system, do you, Steve?
Yes, because the reason I think it's your system is if we go to my video, I don't think I'm glitching.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's the my processor introducing something. I think it's the communication from you to me, or how you're processing your video and sending it to me that's causing the glitch.
Well, maybe that's why Barry should go in.
What?
It would be interesting if Barry went to the URL that I'm going to instead of me. Wouldn't that? Not yet, Barry. Calm down. Barry's like, I'll go there. I'll do it. You'd need your Mac. You have your Mac handy? All right, he's gonna go get it. So I think it'd be worth a little experimentation here to find out.
Are you pretty
Can
much
somebody? Pretty close. I mean, I gotta finish recording, but can somebody do me a favor? Add 28 minutes and 30 seconds plus 49 minutes and 30 seconds. That would be 60.
Did you
That'd be
say
1.
48
That'd be
minutes, 39?
18, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's 78 minutes, right? Minus
What
60.
did you say? The two numbers?
1 hour and 28:30
Mhm.
and 49:30.
49:30.
16. That'd be 1 hour and 16 minutes, I think.
18. No.
What do you mean 18? No, it's a smaller number than that. I mean, a bigger number. I think it's 1 hour and 16 minutes.
18. 1 hour, 18 minutes, I think.
Oh, maybe? Yes. 1 hour and 18. That's why you were just saying 18. Okay.
I was just correcting the
So-
16 from 16 to 18.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, so in just a second, Barry, 1 hour and 18 seconds, right? I just want to make sure I
18
I
minutes.
cut something. Because I was not, once I get one of these things in my car, I'm not letting it go.
Yeah.
And I mean, nope, that's not it. That's too early.
Star next to some development
We have free credit reporting from when the United States government.
videos you record and the police become salespeople for Ring doorbells. It just seems deeply shady.
So I have a strong opinion on this. I have a Ring video doorbell. I have 2 Ring video cameras, and I have a Ring alarm system that I bought after I formed this opinion. They have good hardware, and it does really cool stuff, and the price is very, very competitive with better than some other companies, especially for the after you buy enough of the equipment. However, Ring has consistently been sleazy from a management perspective. I'm going to remind people that Ring had on their website that a button that said download the app in the Mac App Store, and I clicked. Okay, so that is the way I
So,
want it to be.
One thing I
Yes.
was noticing, when you brought up Hindenburg, it was pretty slow painting the audio, putting the audio waveform up.
Yes,
Is that normal?
it was, and that's not normal. No. Well, I
Something's
just zoomed way in. Yeah, it feels like things are sluggish.
very.
What do you mean very?
It
You're not
still
touching
feels like
it.
your computer is not keeping up. Is the best way to describe this, but maybe there's still some problems with Mimo. Whoa, what'd you do there? That was Allison's bad, I think, according to her. Hmm. Hey, Al, do you hear me? Okay, you are not in Mimo anymore, audio or video. Hmm. No, your audio is not coming into Mimo. It may be Discord, but not Mimo. Okay, so we can't seem to solve this Mimo Live issue. We are going to stop the video stream. We'll stay on Discord for a bit, but thank you all for joining us. We had a fun experimental time here, and I do appreciate y'all joining us, and welcome to the 3 new Discord attendees here. I appreciate you coming. Allison says bye.